Guys, it's been a while, but I had something interesting to talk about, so I figured I would make a video. So today I spent the entire day at a middle school. I volunteer for a sexual health organization, so we were doing a kind of intro to LGBT kind of discussion workshop for all of the grade 7, 8 classes. So I did 5 presentations. I think it was 9 classes in total. Um, and I was there the whole school day just doing that over and over and over. I went into it, knowing that these are middle schoolers, so 12 and 13-year olds, and 12 and 13-year olds can be quite uh, cruel. And I was in middle school before. I know how that is, and I've done presentations in the past for high school students, and I've done a lot of like personal, like I've done panels and stuff. I've been a speaker on panels where I've told like my personal story and stuff, but those were in specific LGBT situations. I'd never really done one for ages this young, and especially in just like a generic, everybody is getting the same information as opposed to this is an LGBT specific space. So I was a little bit I wasn't necessarily nervous because we had the PowerPoint that we were doing in the presentation. There was no pressure on me to tell anything personal about myself. The first presentation, I didn't say anything really about myself. We just went through the presentation, and then the second classes that came in, the teacher just said, "Look, there are some people in this class who have family members who are transitioning, um, and so if you could focus a little bit on gender identity, I'm sure they'll have questions and transition wise and stuff like that." And the teacher had no idea I was trans, and so I made a personal call to come out during that presentation and tell a bit about myself and my story. And they had tons of questions, and they were all really good questions. And um, I'm not one to. I'm a very open book in educational settings like that. I want people to ask questions, even if they're questions that a lot of people wouldn't really feel comfortable answering. I will answer pretty much anything, and if it's something I don't feel comfortable answering, I will never get angry at anyone for asking it. So I made that clear, and I got asked several times what my birth name was, because I ended up coming out in every presentation after that one because I realized that even though that class specifically had kids who were um, you know watching others close to them transition right now, I thought, just because I'm not aware of certain people in the next group, there's probably someone there who is either trans themselves, knows somebody who's trans, will in the future know somebody who's trans. And I thought about myself in the health class that I had when I was in grade 7 and 8, and how much it would have helped me if LGBT stuff was mentioned at all, let alone having an actual transgender person, telling me their story. And after every presentation that I came out for, a few students would come up and say, "Thank you so much for sharing your story. I know that was hard." I did make it clear that this is not something that I tell everybody. A lot of my friends do not know um, about me, and it's a very private thing in my life that I don't share openly often. But I felt like it was an important thing to do that in this setting for them. And they were all very respectful about that. And, I said, if you see me on the street, please do not, out me in that way. And that was already in the presentation about when it's coming out as a personal choice and it's not your place to out other people if they come out to you. So, uh, yeah, I mean, I probably will never see those kids again, but if I do happen to see them, hopefully they will be respectful. But, yeah, I was pleasantly surprised at how wonderful they all were. There were some very articulate kids who it was more of an interactive thing as opposed to just us spewing information. It was asking them what do they think these terms mean, and then clarifying or going into more detail based on their answers. And they were so engaged. And after the presentation, like at the very end of the day, when we were talking to, the health teachers, they said that is the most engaged and focused and quiet and attentive that we have ever seen these students. And that was just wonderful to hear that um, that they were actually uh, really interested in what we were presenting to them. So it was just I was pleasantly surprised and surprised at myself that I was not expecting to come out at all today, and I did it 4 times. So to over like about 100 people, because it was 5 presentations. There was about 30 students per presentation, and I didn't come out to the first group, but I came out to all the others, and it was a wonderful day. I have a lot more. I'm filled with hope and just overall happiness today because it just went so well, and I was pleasantly surprised at how engaged they all were and all the questions, the intelligent questions, and the just not judgmental kind of situation that was happening. And we did have a few students come up to us privately afterward and say, I'm questioning, or I think that this is kind of where I fall in the spectrum. And it's just so wonderful to see that they were comfortable to do that, and that tons of kids put their hands up and said, I have a trans friend, or I have, you know, um, somebody in my life came out to me recently, and they're asking for advice. How can I be a really good friend? How can I be a good, cousin or whatever to this person? And that's so heartwarming to hear that they just want to be overwhelmingly loving and supportive of their family and friends and whoever's coming out to them. Because I remember being in middle school, and if anything, any mention of like gay stuff, everyone would just giggle and be like, "Oh, that's so funny! Like, um, why is that funny?" And it was just nice to see that they were, um, how far things have come in the past 8 years since I was in middle school. Um, so that's how my day went. Um, my birthday is in 2 days. I'm turning 20. I've been doing I did an employment workshop thing for a few weeks, and I've been handing out resumes, and I've got tons of interviews for jobs and things. So I'm in a very good place right now. I finally figured out what I want to do right now, and I've been volunteering a lot and just really being really busy. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, comments, video topics, anything like that, leave them down below or message me, and I will definitely start making some more videos soon. I've just been really, really busy. So thanks for watching.